if you stick to the basics, you'll get the progress. With weight loss, I say 80% in the kitchen, 20% in the gym. The personal trainer will push you past what you think you can do.
And are you sponsored by Adidas? So I see all the personal trainers there, they wear Adidas gear.
I wanted to become a professional rugby player.
Welcome to another episode of the Financial Metaverse. In this episode, we are here with the person in the health and fitness industry who is going to give us some insights and tips of what it takes to break into this industry. Without further ado, let our guest introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Seth. I'm a personal trainer here at Virgin Active Greenacres. I have a passion in the sports industry. I'm also a current EC powerlifting champ, soon to go to SAs at the end of March.
How did you get into personal training? I mean, was it something you always wanted to get into when you were at school, or how did the journey start for you?
So in 2018, before a cricket match, I was playing rugby with my friends, and I jumped and I collided into my friend and injured my knee, which opened my eyes up. I wanted to become a professional rugby player, but due to the injury, it showed me that I do need to have a backup. I wanted to go into engineering, but through my rehab process, being in the gym quite a bit, I tend to go more towards the fitness industry. I got a passion from that. Enjoy educating others in the fitness industry, and I've just ever since I've had my knee injury and going through that rehab process, I've just wanted to be in the gym, help others reach their fitness goals, tend to other people if they need help.
So tell us a little bit about your background, where you were born, how you grew up. Were you always very active as a child and so forth?
Yes, I am from PE. I've always been active with sports. I've tried every sport that the schools, when I was in school, that they offered. I did swimming, I played tennis, I played hockey, cricket, rugby, and then now and then I'd have some fun with my friends and even try netball. When I finished school, I tried just for fun as a hobby some basketball, and then I used to come into the gym 6 times a week. And then now that I've gone through and seen a little bit of everything, I've now gone into the powerlifting route. Now I train about 4 times a week, focusing on that. As I say, I do have a SA comp at the end of March, which I'm hoping to make essays, and then if all goes well, maybe represent SA in either Japan at the APA competition or at Africans, which will be placed in some African country this year.
Wow, that sounds impressive. So what does it take to become a personal trainer? Did you have to go to school? Just take us through that.
So I did 1 year. I did my highest certificate in fitness, which gave me the qualification of a personal trainer, which I did last year. I'm wanting to study further. I've taken a break off this year due to financial problems. That's why I'm working and saving up, and hopefully next year I'm wanting to study online and doing a 4-year course in my bachelor's in strength and conditioning.
Wow. So is it mandatory that you go through school to become a trainer, or is it something you can learn on YouTube and then you can just register and get clients or whatever it is?
You obviously can educate yourself. Gyms, like commercial gyms, they won't hire you as you don't have the qualification. If you do want to do that, you're going to have to study. Just to do a PT course, it is 6 months, but obviously I opt for a longer course to get more qualifications. But you can like YouTube, educate yourself. If you've been in the fitness industry, you know what you're doing. You can do online like training. Since I have the passion, I did the studying so that I could obviously come to a gym, help others reach their fitness goals.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Now, to get into a commercial gym like the Virgin Active, are you also sort of aligned with other gyms, or is it just Virgin Active?
I'm just with Virgin Active. I would like to branch myself with other gyms, but at the moment I will probably stick here and see how it goes.
Okay. So how does it work? Like, did you have to apply to be to have a space here? Just explain how that all works.
Yes, I had to apply for a position here. As a PT here, you do pay rent for the facility, and then obviously you approach people, and so on you build your client base.
Do you have a particular focus when it comes to your personal training? What is your speciality?
I'd say my speciality is probably the strength, obviously, so the powerlifting, and then I do some sports specific training. I'm obviously not qualified in the sport specific, but like I said, a bit of research and exposure to the industry does help a little bit. And then hypertrophy, which is building on muscle, gaining weight, and then obviously fat loss, and then your special population, I also do help with that, and then also instructing some classes. I do also have a qualification in that.
And then, if someone who's starting out in this industry, what could you expect to earn when you are still new?
I think when you're new, you should have some confidence. You shouldn't be shy to approach people. Like when I started off here, I felt bad approaching people during their workouts, but a lot of them appreciated it. They enjoyed it. They were thankful for correcting their form so that they don't get injured. In the beginning, you might feel that you're doing a wrong thing, but at the end, you never know, you might have helped someone, and from there you might have built on a client base from helping people that have either incorrect form or you're just a bit wary that they might get injured.
Yeah. So basically you have to be a fairly outgoing person, like you need to be able to talk to people to, persuade them to become clients.
Yes, you're going to need a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
You got very friendly, make sure that the person you approach understands why you are doing it, and making sure that they also learn. Don't just help them and leave, still supervise them for a little bit so that they can also, so you can correct them while they're performing the exercise.
Right. So you're pretty much self-employed as a personal trainer.
Yes.
You build your own business. Is that how it works?
Yeah, so we are self-employed. We're not hired from Virgin Active. We obviously do wear the Virgin Active brand just to show that we are on the premises that we do work here, but we do not work for Virgin Active.
Right. And are you sponsored by Adidas? So I see all the personal trainers there, they wear Adidas gear.
I think Virgin Active is sponsored by Adidas.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they sponsored, or they just use their clothing line.
So what tips can you give to people who are struggling, let's say, with weight loss? I know a lot of women, that's their primary goal. What kind of tips can you give them?
I always say, if you're starting off and if you're able to, do try and get a personal trainer, as the personal trainer will push you past what you think you can do. The personal trainer can actually see the potential in yourself where sometimes you might be easy on yourself. With weight loss, I say 80% in the kitchen, 20% in the gym. It always depends on the diet. So you got a thing called the calorie deficit, where you burn more calories than what you eat. So say you eat 1,500 calories a day, you come to the gym, walking, fidgeting, even in your sleep you burn some calories. You burn 2,000 calories, so you're in a deficit of 500, and over time it accumulates and you'll see some weight loss.
Well, it sounds quite technical, but hence I guess the guidance of a personal trainer might be useful. And for guys like me who struggle to gain weight, what are your tips?
So it will be the opposite. It's called a calorie surplus. So if you eat, say, let's stick with 1,500 calories, you obviously don't want to burn more than that. But if your maintenance is 1,500, I recommend maybe increasing it by 200 calories so that you're eating 1,700 calories a day. If you don't see any progress from gaining weight, then increase it again by another 200, and so on until you gain weight. You might plateau where you will see you getting progress, say you're picking up a kg every 2 weeks or what, and then say for a whole month you haven't picked up with the amount of calories you're eating. Maybe then there again you need to increase your calories again. And then with gaining weight, I'd maybe focus more on a rep range between 6 and 12 reps so that you can build the strength and build the muscle. Obviously, building the muscle will pick up more weight as muscle weighs more than fat.
So for somebody who is trying on that journey, I mean, what's the importance of taking supplements?
Supplements isn't necessary. I do recommend maybe taking creatine every day. So you should be taking 0.1 grams for your body weight. So if you weigh 70 kgs, you should be taking 7 grams of creatine a day. There's no need for protein powder. I'd rather stick to the natural source of protein like your beef, chicken and that. But if you do not get your protein intake per day, then I do recommend that. For people who want to gain weight, maybe look into a mass gainer. But obviously don't use it as a meal replacement. So still drink the shake and eat the food. But if you are able to consume a lot of amount of food without the mass gainer, then I recommend don't take the mass gainer. But if you do struggle, then maybe start implementing the mass gainer. It's not a big mess. You don't really need to take the supplements. Like I say, maybe creatine is the best. And then obviously like your multivitamins and your minerals and stuff like that, that's maybe needed.
So there's so much different information around supplements and so forth, but I'm sure it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yes. It is a money type of scheme where the people say you do need to take it, but like I say, for males, you're probably looking at 2.2 grams per kg of your body weight. So if say you weigh 100 kgs, you want about 220 grams of protein. If you get that in your daily consumption of food, then there's no need for the protein shake or the supplementation. Right. But obviously if you do want a higher protein intake, then maybe do supplement that, and if you aren't able to, or if you're not reaching your protein intake goal, then maybe you can start supplementing a protein shake in.
You talked about doing, your reps to build the muscles and that. How important is doing the exercise with the right form? What difference does it make?
For beginners, you'll see a lot of them aren't doing the correct form. They will still obviously get progress. They call it newbie gains in the gym industry. But it is very good to learn the correct form from the beginning so that you can implement it into your workouts. It also prevents injury, and you might get more muscle growth than doing the incorrect form, or you get a thing called partials, where you don't go to the full range of motion. You still do get increased muscle mass from doing that, but in the lengthened position, so the eccentric position, so when your muscle is stretching. But it is good to learn the correct form straight away so that you can prevent injuries, and especially when you become more of an advanced trainee, that you can get the progress, because you will plateau at some time. Maybe changing your exercises up or doing proper form will help you break that plateau.
Since now you've become a personal trainer, what are the common mistakes that you see among the new trainees?
Form is a big thing. They don't know the correct form. They either did research or something, or they were taught the incorrect thing, or like someone will be doing an exercise and they think it's targeting, say, the biceps, but yet it's targeting the chest or something like that. I've approached a lot of people that think it's targeting that muscle group, but it's actually targeting another muscle group. Also, maybe the choice of exercises. They see it on like your social medias, Instagram, TikTok, and they think, oh, this person looks good. Maybe if I do this exercise, then I will also look like that. But just stick to the basics. You don't need to do these weird advanced exercises. If you stick to the basics, you'll get the progress.
And for a young person watching this interview and they're interested in a career as a PT, what advice would you give them?
In the beginning, it will feel difficult, but just push through. You will see that you will reap the reward at the end. And you shouldn't be a PT to make money. It should be a passion. You should you want to see people progress in their fitness journey. You want your clients to reach their goals. You don't want to be here just to make the money. Once you start focusing on the money and not the passion, you will stop. That enjoyment won't be there anymore.
And for somebody who's interested in working with you, how do they reach you? What are your rates? How do you charge? So on.
You can follow me on Instagram with _GSWS_, or you can contact me on WhatsApp. My phone number is 067 403 7884. At the moment, my rates are a bit cheaper than the normal average amount of rates, obviously just getting into the industry. But from March, I will be increasing my rates. So at the moment, for one-on-one sessions for an hour, it is 180. For group training for an hour, it is 200. And then there is packages which you will find on my social media. I also do have Facebook. It's just my name, Seth Niemand. You'll find it there. You'll see my price list there. You'll see clients on my stories, their progress. On the Facebook, there is also a rugby pamphlet that's there. Then you'll know that is my account.
All right, excellent. I'll leave the details in the description here. And as a parting shot, what advice would you give to those who are feeling discouraged, starting out, but gym is just a bit difficult?
I say everyone has to start off somewhere. I say if you're in the gym, you're doing better than quite a large percentage of people who are just sitting at home and doing nothing. There's so many benefits of doing fitness. Just coming in, walking on the treadmill, maybe will release that stress or will just empty the mind if you've had a hard day. Having a personal trainer there, you can speak to the personal trainer, you can vent to them. They're not just there obviously just to train you so you can reach your goals. If you had a hard day, I maybe recommend, if you do trust your personal trainer and you do have that relationship, tell them about your day. Maybe that will, just getting it off your chest will help a bit. So having a personal trainer, there's a lot of benefits, and starting off in the gym, there's a lot of benefits. You'll see slow progress, maybe in the beginning quick, and then after 3 months you'll be like, there's no more progress. Just push through. You do get to a stage where you plateau, maybe a change of workouts, or if you do train by yourself, maybe train with a friend or get a personal trainer, make it a bit more funner, and then maybe you'll see progress also like that.
Well, thank you very much, Seth. I think that was valuable information, folks. Hopefully you'll take some tips from Seth, and more importantly, reach out to him to help you reach your fitness goals. You've been watching the Financial Metaverse, and if you are a professional wanting to share your journey, your experiences, and your game within the profession that can help somebody else, please reach out to me, and we can have an interview as well. All the best. Thank you, Seth.